Hillary Clinton, is what you're saying that Donald Trump is not qualified to be president? Is what you're saying that everyone has to be a member of the Illuminati, the New World Order, the global government that you have helped become the New World Order, the United Nations? You talk about that's what you're saying because your whole crew up there, other than Jimmy Carter, has been just that. Heaven forbid they elect someone who's not part of this organization, who's going to take all the rifles away using mind control subjects to do it in the mental health system. Now then, dear, you've been Secretary of State and you readily reel off all these qualifications that you have. Tell me something, darling. Why did your husband, well, you two are a pair, all right? Everybody knows that. Why did you send Bennett, or I can't remember if Bennett or Mitchell, over to my country, to North Ireland, Northern Ireland, and sign a treaty in essence that should have been signed, should not have been signed. Let me say that. I would never have signed it. To give away Northern Ireland. All right? You've gained access to everything else. You call it independence or whatever you want. You tell me why you took out my father, darling, and why your daughter Chelsea gets to go to Oxford, and me, Victoria II, I get to waitress to put a woman that kidnapped me, that she has a home. I'm treated like crap. And you and your buddies did it. You're a part of it. You may not have been born then, but you sure have had every chance to correct it since, and instead you've done the opposite. And I'm going to say it again, hoping I live to see it done. I want my father's name cleared, Edward VIII, King of England, and I'm rightful heir to the British crown. I want shown, since you lovely people say you love justice and all that, you tried before a world court that would have to be held by God, because you all, the very people I'm talking about, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, that took over after they took down my country, they took down my father, Edward VIII, with nothing but lies, and then kidnapping his only daughter, me, born in 39, and I've put all this up in the documents to support it, so I'm not going to even try to put those up today. It is so infuriating to have lived the life I have in pain at the hands of this country that went into Europe, especially they gained entrance by going into the UK and took over everything British. All you have to do is look. And they did it by taking down my father, who married a beautiful American, Wallace Warfield Simpson married a double. She was a spy, an imposter she married. My dad married my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, Windsor. My mom was the Queen Mom. She was a school teacher. Winston Churchill ordered the files burned of my birth, my father's marriage to my mom, the only one he had. So you all, America, gained entrance by kidnapping, taking down a beautiful man who had committed no crime against you, a king, to invade my country. Too bad I didn't have a wall put up back then, or my dad didn't. And you tell me you don't go in and take out other leaders for oil, etc., etc. You do it to gain world dominance, just where you're at now. To elect you is just adding more to it and closing the deal. And I don't doubt you'll get elected unless there's a miracle, all right? I hope you don't go in the White House. I wanted to add that nobody asks you the real questions that should be asked about me. I mean, bring that subject up, please, and allow me to talk before the world and see how far you get, Hillary. Hillary, I can't stand you, darling. You lie. I can't stand the liars and what's been done to me and watching you flounce it before the world. Um, Now then, the question should be asked about my dad. And you made to tell the truth since you have all these qualifications and you're right up here still on the telly having a ball this morning. Um, you went in, and that's who you're talking about. You want to be president, and you already know it. You're part of the New World Order, so you don't even represent the this country really. Went into Europe, into you gained entrance through the UK as friends, and you were going to save us. Well, what you did was like you've done every other country. You went in, you took over my country by taking down my father and inserting an imposter to Mary Wallace Simpson. A total lie. Taking me down, Victoria II, by kidnapping me, and that ensured the takedown of my father. Okay, you went in, and Churchill helped you. The Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the ones that kidnapped me, controlled the media. They're in control of the New World Order, the Illuminati, the Freemasons. That's who you remember of, and yes, you are, along with Elizabeth, the illegal Elizabeth II that the United States installed by giving it the power to my uncle George VI, who's illegal. So it's been lie after lie. The movie about George VI, how great he was with his stuttering, and Elizabeth the Queen, well, it's all a bunch of lies. They are war criminals. Illegal treaties were signed after my kidnapping and before that allowed you to put your bases on British soil. And you went in and you took over the rest of my family through this means. I'm talking about my relatives that are monarchs in Sweden, Denmark, Netherlands. Queen Beatrix is a part of the New World Order, I'm sad to say. So Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. So when you inserted yourself and took over the UK with your military, you gained access to Europe and everything, and you went on a roll from there. And all you have to do is look at history after 1941, especially, at what took place. The NATO alliance, the New World Order was coming into place right then, really strong. The United Nations, which is an arm of the New World Order, the Freemasons, the Illuminatis, the Jews, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Roosevelt, the Kennedys that kidnapped me. And I wanted to mention this too, and I could go back and try to look it up, but I'm going to say the same thing because there's a whole list of them that the press doesn't ask you. Why do you say nothing about Area 51 that's in Australia? Australia is still part of the British Commonwealth. They are Brits. They're the closest thing you're going to get to the UK. They are the UK. So why do you not mention that? Why do you not mention the underground air base? I believe it's an air base that sits under England. Now, there's a whole lot more. It would take some looking up and putting it on, but what good would it do? That's enough questions to ask you, dear. While you sit in your finery and you sent your kids, or your kid, Chelsea, to Oxford, while I'm waiting tables, well, this was some years ago, okay? I waited tables just to get away and finish high school and get away from the woman that killed her twins. And you all, and I'm talking about you all, you're a member of them, put me there to be tortured and to end up at 77 years old, finding out in 83 my real name, and trying to get some sort of justice.